the Eagles coaching search, which still goes on.
Well, who's bowed out now?
Yeah, well,
more candidates, Ike.
Yeah, so the Eagles offensive coordinator search continues. Declan Doyle, who is the offensive coordinator for the Bears, the 29-year-old, said he doesn't want to leave Chicago. He's staying there. Charlie Weiss Jr. has decided to stay at LSU. The Cowboys denied the Eagles permission to talk to their offensive coordinator.
God, don't just hate Dallas, am I right?
Yeah, come on, man. And Arthur Smith, who was the offensive coordinator for the Steelers, has decided to take the Ohio State job and will not be the next Eagles offensive coordinator. So, here we go. I mean, we're heading into week 3 of the search, and it doesn't look like they are dialed in to anyone. Now, Brian Dable's still out there, of course. There are some names that are still out there. Mike Kafka's still out there. Matt Nagy's still out there. Those sorts of things. So what are you thinking?
Listen, a lot of names, right? A lot of names. I even heard the name Frank Smith today.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Smith. Frank Smith.
That's not a real person, right?
That can't be a real person. That sounds like a character from a show or something.
Can you imagine? Yeah. They hire Frank Smith?
Yeah, it sounds like a made-up guy.
Yes. Yeah. Here's what I'm saying. The Eagles, through all of this,
yes,
they may have well just stuck with Kevin Patullo. Seriously, listen, they may have well just stuck with Kevin Patullo, and here's the reason I land on that. And I know it's not popular, and I know I can't wait for everybody to call up, tell me I'm crazy today.
That's a wild one.
This, that, and the other. But here's the thing. This is change for the sake of changing, and I've always felt that. It's his first year. It was his first year at the position. If you felt confident enough to hire him, then you got to give him time to develop, right? Yeah, it didn't go pretty this year. But who's to say you can't build off of what you did this year and it can be better next year? The guys that they have out there right now, listen, I know Brian Dable is still somewhat in the mix, doesn't really feel like he's coming, right?
Yeah, let's put him aside for the moment. Yep.
I hear names like Matt Nagy and Frank Smith and some of these other guys who I've never even heard of before. A lot of them are first-time play callers.
Yes.
So you're either going to hire a guy like a Matt Nagy, who everybody's still going to be upset about, even though he has experience as a play caller, he has experience as a head coach, he's been under one of the greatest coaches of all time in Andy Reid. You think people will be happy?
No, I think people will not be happy.
So no one knows what they really want, other than the fact they want something from the Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan tree. Now, these guys aren't even the guys that call plays on those teams. Because Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay call the plays.
Right.
So we're going to hire a guy who's a first-time play caller in this city.
A first-time play caller or an also-ran like Matt Nagy.
Yeah, nobody wants. So I'm just wondering, what's the point of moving on to one of those guys? Oh, by the way, you're still going to have to go through the growing pains of a first-year OC with his first time around these players. You didn't even promote from within. So you're bringing somebody in who doesn't even know the players. They don't even know the players.
Right. They're going to have to start at zero.
Why not just stick with Kevin Patullo? He's already in the building. He has a working relationship with everyone on the offensive side of the ball, including the head coach. I mean, unless you're telling me he was clueless as an offensive coordinator this year, I don't see the benefit of moving on as opposed to allowing him to continue to develop. And who knows what he would be like in his second year. I guarantee you, nobody was yelling about Shane Steichen in his first year. I remember us pulling up tweets from people in Los Angeles when he was with the Chargers, and everybody complained about him out there. Everybody complaining about him out there. And then he did what he did in 22. And then he got a head coaching job. That's the only coordinator Jalen's been with for consecutive years. That's all I'm saying. And here's what I'm really saying. It's not that I'm so much in love with what Kevin Patullo did this year. It's that I'm not in love with any of these candidates. These guys seem like we're settling for the candidate who, I guess, we can't get the top 10, top 20 guys. Well, we'll take the 21st OC. And we'll make like that was our first choice. That's who we wanted the whole time. And then when things don't work next year the way we wanted to work, and we're complaining as a fan base to fire the guy, then what are they going to do? Fire the guy?
Probably. Yeah, if it doesn't. Well, I think 215-592-9494.
We're in trouble, bro.
215-592-9494. Given the Eagles OC search,
I said a lot there.
do you think they should have just held on to Kevin Patullo? Here is the thing. Agreeing that I don't think Kevin Patullo was probably the biggest problem with the offense last year. Sometimes change for change's sake is necessary. I just don't think the Eagles could have gone into the year this year with Kevin Patullo as the offensive coordinator, with as much noise as there was in the city, as much noise as there was with him as OC again. I just don't think it would be a tenable situation. They're in game 2, and the offense is underperforming again. Then all of a sudden, they're stuck with a guy that nobody, publicly at least, thinks can do the job, and they don't have the option to go find anybody else. I think they needed to change just for change's sake, just to change the name on the desk.
I'm gonna tell you, it hasn't been. Listen, they survived the Nick Sirianni being here after 2023. It wasn't going to be hotter than that. Everybody in this city, except for me, and maybe a few others, seriously, wanted Nick Sirianni fired after 2023. Eagles took 9 days. Maybe they wanted him fired and decided not to. My point is they've made it through that. They made it through that and went on to win the Super Bowl the next year. So the fact that we're going to make a lot of noise here on WIP, we're going to be the voice for the fans that are frustrated. I'm not saying that doesn't matter. What I am saying is that if you have true conviction in the people that's in the building, you can withstand that. Because guess what? The wins will change all of that. And guess what? When we lose, Spike, they're going to be back mad again. Because guess who half the city is saying it's time to get rid of?
The head coach.
Exactly. He just won the Super Bowl last year. So you can't go off of us. They can't make decisions based on everybody yelling on the outside.
Can I ask you one other question?
Yes.
What if they went up to Jalen and they said, "Do you want Kevin Patullo back?" And he said, "Your call." Like, what if he was lukewarm on the entire idea? Still bring him back?
Now, that's something I would have to think about.
Okay. All right.
That does matter.
Okay.
That matters.
Okay.
That matters. And you know what? That's a part of this I don't know.
I don't think none of us know. None of us know.
It certainly does seem as if he did have a problem with him, that would be more of the reason for them to move on from him than thinking it was the play calling, the play design, or anything else. Like, what is this OC going to sell them on as to why he's the best candidate to come in and be the OC of this team? Like what is he going to do? Is he going to tell us Jalen's going to run more?
Right.
I'm going to throw the ball to AJ more? Like what is the OC going to do? It's the players.
Well, they're not going to start running the McVay-Shanahan offense.
No, that's not going to happen.
Out of nowhere.
No, I don't think so.
I honestly believe, man, in the end, I don't think it's going to be much of a difference. I get your point about the noise and how difficult that would be. I get that. I'm just saying the Eagles are a strong enough organization. This isn't some also-ran organization. They just won the Super Bowl. It's the best franchise in the city. They're used to being in a pressure cooker. We talk about them all year long. So the Kevin Patullo thing, I don't think would have been loud enough for them to get rid of him if they really felt like they should have kept him. So to your point, I wonder if there is something else that influenced that besides play calling.
I actually think they did it because of the noise, to be quite honest with you. I look ahead to next year, and I keep going back to, is there any possible way, if this offense is underperforming after 2 games, Kevin Patullo can survive that?
But they're going to do that regardless of who's in there.
Yeah, I just don't think he could.
He set a franchise record in sacks. They couldn't get him out of here fast enough.
Assistant Coach of the Year, Jonathan Gannon.
That's what made Nick say that on the way to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
215-592-9494. Do you think the Eagles should have just kept Kevin Patullo as they continue to look for a new offensive coordinator?